Are you still looking for a solution to replace your server in your office? Uplevel is still the answer. Hi, I'm Jeff Navarez, owner of TechXperts.guru, here with another update with Uplevel Systems. If you haven't seen my previous video, click on the link below. Today I have a special guest. I have Glenn Chagnot, VP of Marketing from Uplevel Systems. Thanks for coming out today.
Thanks so much, Jeff. Good to be here.
Good. I just wanted a little update from last year's video. I know you guys take our input as vendors and try to incorporate that with your products. And so I just wanted kind of an update to see what's changed from last year to this year. Like I've noticed this is the new model you sent me.
Correct. Yes. This is a newer revision. Functionally, it's similar to the previous version. This unit is a little bit wider and it was built to be rack mounted. That was one of the big requests when we started last year. It was difficult to rack mount the unit, so now you can rack mount this one as well. So in addition to the rack mount, we also have, of course, our main internet connection, but we added a second auxiliary internet connection that you can use now to load balance and failover.
So some of the features I talked about in my last video that is what makes this product the best is the internal hard drive, which used to be a terabyte. Is that still a terabyte?
There's an option for a terabyte, of course, but there's two other options we added, which is no terabyte for people who purely want to use this for Wi-Fi and security for Firewall. Also now there's a 5 terabyte because we had a lot of people who did a lot of imaging or design work with engineering firms and that sort of those sort of businesses that needed a larger capacity.
I know with my lawyer clients, that's a big option for them is that bigger hard drive because videos and pictures for cases, that's taking up a lot of space on their Dropboxes, and there's just not enough room out there for these kind of capabilities. Another great feature was the Amazon backup service, and we still delivering on that?
We do, yes, we still deliver that. 24-hour turnaround for a 1 terabyte system. If the system goes down, of course, you have a system as a partner in your possession. You can recover right on that, bring it out to the customer in an hour or two. If you're too busy, you're out somewhere else, you give us a call. We'll recover it onto a system, overnight it to you. So 24 hours, you can have a system. If this one were totally to blow up, you'd have another system at your customer in 24 hours.
And hands down, Amazon's just the best cloud services out there.
Absolutely. Very secure, very reliable. We haven't had any issues with them at all. It's been a great service for us.
So let's talk about this new feature. You said there's a new aux plugin right here?
That's correct. Yep.
And that's for?
That's right. We added a secondary internet port, and that will allow you to do failover and load balancing. And the reason we added that functionality in is because there are critical services such as phone, or if you're running any kind of cloud-based applications like QuickBooks Online, those types of things. It's a pretty major event when the internet connection goes down. So now you can use 2 of them together. So that's been recently added to the product as well.
I know I have several clients that do have cable internet service and then maybe AT&T as well as a failover. So this acts, and a lot of network routers nowadays do have that service, so this now acts in that way.
Correct.
One internet goes down, the other one kicks in. I don't skip a beat.
Absolutely. So for instance, if you're on a phone call, it will actually flip over within a second or two. You just hear a quick blip and you're off and going. So the call even stays up and everything else. It's really quite nice. Now you did mention something interesting, which is you have customers that have like DSL and cable. If you're using DSL and cable, then you've essentially got unlimited capacity. So you might as well use them both at the same time. That of course is an option here as well. You can load balance the 2 interfaces so that if you have a 50 and 100 megabit, you can get a 150 megabit connection for your end user.
I know one of the problems that a lot of my clients have with the VoIP is if the internet goes down, then the phone service goes down. And with this product, we can integrate the VoIP's internet services through the system. So you're saying that with the double internet, we'll never go down with the VoIP.
That's correct. Right. So there's 2 things that we do for voice, which is really kind of cool. So one thing is if you look at just voice quality, so let's just start with 1 internet connection. If you just have a regular internet connection, of course, smaller businesses can't afford to buy a QoS enabled link. They're too expensive. So they buy best effort DSL cable modem. The problem is then, of course, as you know, when you try and run voice over that, sometimes the circuit can't tell the difference and starts dropping your voice traffic.
Yes. Or you don't get the traffic at all.
Or you don't get it at all. So what we're able to do is we break that traffic apart. We know which traffic is which, and then we're able to characterize the internet link so that it doesn't drop any traffic. We characterize it both uplink and downlink. And then we ensure that the voice packets always goes first. So minimum latency, minimum jitter. It makes the voice sound amazing. Then on top of that, we have the resiliency. So with the 2 internet connections, obviously if one goes down, you switch over to the other, your voice calls stay right in place and everything keeps going. really brings enterprise grade to smaller businesses.
This router is very special because of the all-in-one nature of it all. And how I've been telling people is that it replaces a small business server in an office where you don't have somebody like me fully staffed. So let's talk about one thing that I think that a lot of people skip over with this product on fellow partners, which is the HIPAA compliance. To me, that's the biggest deal because there's doctors' offices out there, and there's the debate that lawyers' offices should have as well. But the HIPAA compliance with the firewall, one of the best in the world. Let's talk about the firewall a little bit.
Sure. So our firewall kind of works at different layers. We will obviously protect both encrypted and unencrypted traffic. Recently, we added a really cool feature, which is geo-blocking. So normally what we'll do, if a user didn't ask for it, that traffic's going to get dropped. So if anyone in the internet sends one of your customers traffic, no one at your customer asked for it, that traffic will get dropped immediately. But of course, there's always, phishing emails or people get sent links that look kind of legit and they'll click on those. And then there's always a case where somebody will bring a device into an end customer organization and that device is compromised, as you know. So for the case of links, we can actually block bad links. We have a service that will characterize links and tell you, hey, this is a bad link, we're not going to allow this, and the user will get a notification just saying, hey, this is a suspicious link, we don't think you should use it. The IP address blocking is really cool because if somebody brings a compromised device in, it's not going to go looking for a website, it's going to go straight to an address out in the internet. It's going to bypass that whole thing that users do of typing in friendly names. We'll block that traffic as well. So if somebody brings a compromised device in, that device tries to send data back to a server in Ukraine at 2 a.m, that'll get blocked. As you know, you'll get a notification and then you can go in and fix the system the next day.
And that also works with the guest Wi-Fi? Like when you set up the guest, just for your guests, it's kind of outside our firewall, but it'll still catch that.
It's optional, but yes, you can configure it either way.
Okay, and then some of the new rules with HIPAA compliance, especially this year, is that now we as network administrators have to check it once a month just to make sure that if somebody's trying to hack from China,
right.
and I believe we're actually supposed to report it as well. Do I have capabilities of looking at logs with this?
You do have capabilities. We actually generate those logs and we'll send them to you. So one of the nice things about it being a cloud-based service, and again, it's out in Amazon, so it's secure and it's safe and the data is stored encrypted, we can keep those logs for a while and then we do send them to you once a month so you have them available to you.
Since we're talking about firewall, let's talk about a little bit about ransomware, which I think this is a great product for that. So if this system gets infected by ransomware, we can easily get up within a day, correct?
Absolutely. Yeah, in fact, with ransomware, you can be back up within 10 minutes with this system.
And I think a lot of problems with virus protection software out there is that it doesn't catch the ransomware. And the ones that do, sort of like Malwarebytes, they catch a lot of malware. They don't catch all 14 of them, they only catch 9 of the 14.
Right.
How does this system fare with that? Is it on par?
Actually, the way our system works, of course, you're going to have, as you said, you're going to protect the end stations, but you have the core assets of the company should be on this system where you're backing them up to the cloud on behalf of your customer. So if the drive ever gets ransomed, we actually have a backup copy. You can flip it back over, and the way the backup is stored, it isn't subject to the ransomware. So we've been able to recover systems within 10, 15 minutes of an actual ransom occurring, which is great. There's nothing special you need to do. You don't need to go on site. You just basically flip it over and off it goes.
One of the great features I think also about this is the back end. Easy login, easy to navigate to the firewall, to what system's on there, and you can even separate the hard drive and dedicate certain space to your staff versus your office. So for example, if I had your social security and your employment information, you can't see that because that's under my client, correct?
You can put users into security groups and you can control access to those security groups so that you don't have everyone in the company having access to your credit card info or to your social security and so forth, medical history in a doctor's office. So that's another thing that is really easy to do with this system, just to make sure that only the right people have access to the right data.
And the most important feature, I'm sick, but I'm the most important person in this company. I'm at home, can I access this data?
You can access this data from home, absolutely. It's all accessible over the internet, so you can access it from a browser on your laptop. But also, if you happen to be sitting in the waiting room at the doctor's while you're getting better, you can pull it right up on your phone. You don't need a special app, and you can fix anything you see right from there. And we'll even send you emails if something really horrible happens, like the internet connection goes down or somebody starts unplugging APs, something where you want to reach out to your customer, we'll send you a notification on that as well.
Okay, let's switch gears a little bit. That's a lot of information for the user side of it. Let's talk about partner side. Now, I'm a partner with Uplevel Systems. You basically have us sell a product, but in my point of view, I'm providing the best product for my clients to fit certain situations, like HIPAA compliance, for example. So, in our partnership, what do you provide for us that really helps us get the word out there?
Yeah, great question. So we do a number of different things. So the first thing that we try and do is make sure that all of our partners have access to equipment. So when you become a partner with Uplevel, we will send you equipment that you can use for training. We'll run you through training, like everyone would do. But then we do provide equipment at no cost. You can use that to run your shop. You can use that to support customers. You can use it to use demos. We don't care. We just want you to actually use it. So that's the first thing. The second thing is we actually provide a lot of collateral. So we have done a bunch of work to create a number of vertical solution sheets for doctors, for attorneys, for CPAs. And you can use those to hand out to your customers. They're not about Uplevel, they're about you, right? And so they're branded with your name, they're branded with your logo, they're all about the services that you provide to end customers. So we provide that. We provide rebranded videos as well. So those are great for social media. And then the last thing, we do run campaigns where we had to get good at finding leads. So we developed a set of search engines that we now make available to our partners to go find, for instance, dentists or CPAs and so forth in the region that you serve.
I know that the great thing about the partnership is that you guys make me look good with my company. I also wanted to speak to other partners or future partners out there on how accessible you guys are. Glenn, you've always been open to my recommendations about future updates, and I know you are with other partners as well. I know your staff too. If I have a tech support issue, you guys are Johnny on the spot. You've actually come out to me on a difficult setup that wasn't even our fault. It was more the internet fault, and helped me for about 3 or 4 hours to set up. So I just want to kind of express that out there. So if you're thinking about future partnering with Uplevel, I highly recommend them. They're a good solution for small business environments. And if somebody wanted to partner up, where can they go for that information?
You can just go send an email to info@uplevelsystems.com and just say, hey, I'm interested in a partnership. And we would be happy to respond to that email. If you want to check out what we have, just go to www.uplevelsystems.com. You'll see everything we have going there. A couple of videos. We've got a great YouTube channel. There's a wealth of info out there for people, but just reach out. There's a form fill on our webpage as well if you can't remember the email.
All right, so last question. Any sneak peek on future updates?
Future updates. So the one thing that's out there, we started out and we really wanted to build a box that replaced the 3 major functions that you would see in a small business. So what are they? Networking, file server. There's that little thing called the domain controller out there. Yep. So we are right now working on a domain controller functionality that we hope to have released before Windows Server goes end of life at the end of next year. And it'll just be a software add-on that you can turn on. You'll be able to manage users, password, put them into GPOs, all of that just as a simple add-on to our product.
So basically, bye-bye Windows Small Business Server.
Yeah.
That's good news for me. And it's good news for a lot of our clients out there. If you guys want more information, I'll make sure I put the links below. And as always, if you have questions or you want to have our product here in the DFW area, I am the local partner. You can reach out to us at www.techxperts.guru or call us at 817-330-9865. And as always, guys, stop shopping the geeks and start shopping the gurus. TechXperts.gurus.